Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about Squid Game Season 2, Episodes 6 and 7. If you thought the game was already intense, these two episodes raised the stakes even higher. With new challenges, shocking betrayals, and the crumbling of once-solid alliances, these episodes take the brutality of Squid Game to a whole new level. If you haven't watched yet, make sure to check it out first because we're diving into some serious spoilers. Now, let's get into it. Episode 6 Recap. The Calm Before the Storm. Episode 6 starts off with a bit of a breather. Well, as much of a breather as you can have in Squid Game. After the intense emotional and physical toll the game has taken so far, the contestants are in a kind of limbo, trying to regroup and recover from the last round of brutal eliminations. But we all know that when Squid Game gives us a moment of calm, it's only a matter of time before the chaos erupts again. This episode digs deeper into the psychological warfare of the game. The remaining players are starting to question their loyalty to each other. You can see the cracks beginning to form as they realize that trusting anyone is a luxury they can't afford. It's no longer about playing to win, it's about survival, and trust is a dangerous game. One of the standout moments in Episode 6 is the mental toll the game is taking on the contestants. Some of the players have clearly reached their breaking point. There's a particularly powerful scene where a contestant, who has been calm and collected throughout the game, starts to break down. It's a reminder of how the emotional weight of the game can be just as deadly as the physical challenges. While we don't get any major twists just yet, there's a palpable sense of unease in this episode. The players are constantly on edge, trying to figure out who they can trust and who they need to eliminate to stay alive. The tension is high, and the stage is set for what's to come next. Episode 7 Recap. The rules change and alliances shatter. Episode 7 picks up where Episode 6 leaves off, and boy, does it not disappoint. This episode takes everything we've seen so far and turns it on its head. The contestants are faced with a new set of rules that completely change the dynamics of the game. If Episode 6 was about mental preparation, Episode 7 is about survival at any cost. One of the most shocking moments of Episode 7 happens right at the beginning, when the players are informed that they will now have to compete in a game where alliances are no longer allowed. It's every man or woman for themselves from here on out, and the psychological tension is immediately cranked up to 11. The fallout from this new rule is dramatic. Contestants who once worked together now turn against each other, and alliances that seemed unbreakable completely disintegrate. In particular, one player who had been a central part of a group strategy finds themselves completely isolated as their former allies decide to cut ties for their own safety. The emotional weight of this betrayal is palpable. This isn't just about survival anymore, it's about trust and the harsh reality that no one is safe. This new rule also forces the players to re-evaluate their strategies. With no one to rely on, they have to play smarter and faster. The psychological game intensifies as characters begin to manipulate, deceive, and sabotage each other in a desperate bid to stay alive. Betrayal becomes the new game. As expected, with the end of alliances comes the beginning of more brutal betrayals. And this is where Episode 7 truly shines. It digs into the darkest parts of human nature. One particularly shocking betrayal happens when two players, who were previously close, turn on each other in the most ruthless way. The emotional toll of this moment is devastating, not just because of the action itself, but because of what it represents. In Squid Game, there are no real friendships, only temporary alliances formed out of necessity. The moment someone becomes expendable, they are eliminated no matter what. This theme of betrayal runs throughout Episode 7, and it's not just about the physical acts of betrayal. It's also about the mental and emotional manipulation that happens behind the scenes. Characters start playing mind games with each other, pretending to be allies while secretly planning to eliminate the other person at the first opportunity. It's a masterclass in psychological warfare, and it keeps us on the edge of our seats. One of the most heartbreaking betrayals occurs when a character, who had started to form a strong bond with another, decides to take the opportunity to backstab them for their own benefit. The shock on both characters' faces is enough to make your heart sink. It's a reminder that in Squid Game, emotions and relationships are secondary to the one thing that matters: survival. The new challenges and rising tension. With the new rules in place, the challenges in Episode 7 become even more brutal. The physical and mental toll on the contestants is now greater than ever. Each round is designed to push the players to their breaking point, testing their ability to outsmart, outlast, and outplay everyone else. But what makes these challenges particularly interesting is how they also expose the weaknesses of the players. We see characters who once seemed invincible start to crack under the pressure, making mistakes or failing to read the room. The intensity of the game is starting to break people down in different ways, and it's fascinating to watch how each person deals with the mounting stress. The challenges themselves are also more complex and deadly, forcing the players to make choices that could determine whether they live or die. Every move counts, and there's no room for hesitation or doubt. The tension in these scenes is palpable, as we see players push to their physical and mental limits. What's even more chilling is that the stakes are so high that even a single mistake can cost someone their life. The emotional impact of episodes 6 and 7. One of the key things that sets Squid Game apart from other survival dramas is how it doesn't just rely on gore and violence to keep us hooked. While the physical challenges are brutal, the emotional and psychological toll the game takes on its players is what really drives the drama. In episodes 6 and 7, we see the emotional devastation that the players go through as they realize just how far they're willing to go to survive. These episodes are a roller coaster of emotions, from betrayal and despair to moments of fleeting hope and desperation. There are several heart-wrenching moments where we see players struggle with their own morality and humanity, questioning whether the price of survival is worth the toll it's taking on their soul. It's a gut-wrenching reminder of how the game warps the players and forces them to make choices they never thought they'd have to make. And even though we know that these players are in a deadly game, it's hard not to feel sympathy for them as we watch their hopes and dreams unravel before their eyes. It's not just about surviving anymore. It's about holding on to who you are while the game tries to tear you apart. Final thoughts. So, Squid Game Season 2, Episodes 6 and 7 are a powerful combination of shocking twists, brutal betrayals, and intense psychological challenges. The show continues to prove that it's not just about physical survival, it's about mental and emotional endurance. With the new rules in place, alliances shattered, and trust turned into a dangerous commodity, the game has become more cutthroat than ever. These episodes set the stage for an explosive finish, and I can't wait to see how the rest of the season unfolds. What did you think of these episodes? Which twist shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Squid Game reviews and recaps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.